Okay, welcome to Course Sales, the basic license. This is a license that's ideal for organizations that are starting out or organizations that are wanting to reduce the number of costs or the amount of costs they've got associated with the student management system and just need something basic, no frills, just the basic stuff. That'll make things work, including a bit of online bookings, of course, which of course is essential nowadays when you're going to be taking enrollments to reduce the amount of effort involved in managing your student management system. So let's log in, and I'm going to show you this student management system. I'm going to log in first of all. Here, you should have username and password and your link to visit. So once you've got that, come on in here, visit the student management system to be able to start doing a little bit of a tour. I'm going to take you through today the menu system, show you where things are within Course Sales, give you a bit of confidence in being able to navigate around the system. So show you a few different records and things like that. So here we go. When we log in, we immediately see this menu at the top here. It's called the ribbon. The ribbon includes a series of tabs at the top, and those tabs display a number of icons. So you can see a number of icons there that take you to a list of different records. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a few of these just to give you a bit of an idea of what you'll see and what to expect. So you can see at the top there we have a number of different tabs. We've got the Courses tab, which shows you your dates and your documents. So your dates are your course dates that are coming up, your scheduled course dates. We've also got the documents. Now, the documents are actually, in fact, your enrollments. Okay, so it's the terminology to be familiar with. Documents represent the enrollments in the system. Course Sales accepts enrollments and then creates something called contacts. You can see there's a contacts tab there. I'll click on contacts. And so if you look at contacts, you'll see a list of the students that have enrolled in the system. And of course, when you get your license first off, there's going to be no contacts, and it's going to be very few dates or even very few documents unless we happen to have completed an import of data at this point. We've got another tab there called Publish. Publish is where you'll be where you're wanting to set up your training courses, when you want to make modifications to your emails, modifications to your PDFs, when you're wanting to set up new courses. These are new masters, those are the templates of your courses, or maybe you're creating you've got a new course on scope, right? So you're wanting to add that in, and that'll be under options. So there's a variety of different records here, which we can go to at different points within these tutorials. Got another tab here called Forms. Now the forms are how we gather information from the customer, or even how we gather information from the operator during the process, such as outcomes of units of competency, etc. You can make modifications to the forms. You can even make modifications to the fields. This enables you to customize the fields and the data you collect from your customers. So if you're not an RTO and you don't want to collect the VETMIS data, you don't have to. So we usually do that sort of work in the first month of the license. So work with us and let's develop the forms so they work for your organization. Finally, next we've got exports. The export tab shows us how to basically export our VETMIS data in this case. So VETMIS data is related to government reporting. So if you're an RTO in Australia, you're going to be looking at a VETMIS reporting. We also have setup. So setup is where we can adjust our logins. Adjusting our logins means that we will update our passwords or our usernames, etc. And that's you get one login as part of your student management system. That one login allows you to go in and even share it with other people as well, which is quite handy. The system includes support. So the support icon takes you through different support tickets you might have raised, or even support tickets that we might have raised for you, alerting you to areas that we think need improvement. Logs are very useful during your VETMIS reporting, and also if you're trying to troubleshoot what's going wrong within Course Sales. I think something maybe isn't quite configured correctly, you're trying to work it out, logs are a good place to go to do some troubleshooting. Usually that's left to us to do, mainly because we're able to understand what maybe the system is telling us. So that's the menu system at the top there. So that's the ribbon, we call it. Now to the right here, you can see we've got a series of icons that are quite helpful, and they're available on all pages within Course Sales. So in this case, we've got the history. So you can go back and have a look at the history of the records that you visited. So you can have a look at past enrollments that you've added, or maybe past enrollments that you've edited, or past course dates that you've been editing. It's a really great way of navigating around Course Sales. We've also got the wizard. Now the wizard allows you to actually go in and carry out normal activities, but with a guide, a handhold to take you through these activities, these processes. You can also add a support ticket. The support ticket enables you to communicate with us issues that you've got or assistance that you require. We also have a chat facility, so you can talk to us immediately and we can assist you with any issues you've got. This is a way for us to provide relatively quick support for issues that don't require a lot of work from our side or work from your side. Maybe quickly answering questions, where emails can be edited, locations of things that maybe are a bit tricky to remember. And then finally, we've got contextualized help. So this is help documentation that's in a particular location relevant to where you are. So if you're editing a particular record, you click on the help, it'll give you information that's relevant for that particular part within course sales. Now, I'd like to show you what you'd also find on the list. So if I click back here on courses and then click here on dates, you'll see I get a list of dates. And when you start off your license, you're not going to have too many. You just maybe, if we've created a test date, you'll see one in there. There's a course date in there. It's got two, you can see there it's got two inquiries on it. These are people who have inquired on the course and no registrations at this point. Okay, so this shows you, we've just got one set up, and usually that's pretty standard for when we're setting up the new license. But on the left-hand side here, you can see that we've got this filtering mechanism, and this allows us to do a number of things. We can filter by course category, by location, we can even filter by date, starting and ending dates, and we can even change the status of what we're filtering. So a scheduled course versus a completed course versus a cancelled course. And finally, we can apply a filter which enables us to change what appears on the right hand side here, and that's pretty handy because if we've got a lot of courses, we want to be able to filter quickly to have a look at the courses that we've got coming up. Okay, and you've also of course got this advanced facility as well, so you can actually filter a lot more granular, in this case even including within particular ranges of registrations. So you may, for example, want to have a look at all the registrations that don't have more than 5 registrations on them, maybe to cancel those courses or move those courses along, or maybe to promote those courses. So there's a lot of facilities there to filter the records to the right that appear in the list. So if I now click on the documents icon, still under the courses tab, click on the documents icon, and you'll see here that we've got a list of documents. Now remember, these are the enrollments on the training course. And again, we've got this filter on the left-hand side, which you're familiar with. You've got a little bit more here though. Look, you can even filter by a free text field. So that means you can filter by email or name, anything basically. And on the right-hand side, it's going to alter the filtering of the particular documents that are there. Now, just be aware, an easy thing to forget is, remember, when you're filtering by documents, by default, we're filtering by the scheduled course dates, okay? The scheduled dates. If you want to search for courses in the past, you need to change scheduled to completed, okay? And filtering by completed will show you the courses in the past. So when you've got a few enrollments, that'll be very helpful to you. So let's go into one of these records, one of these enrollments. I'm going to click on the edit button here. You'll see here we've got a whole lot of different buttons we can use. This is the view button. This is the edit. Some people say it looks like a rolling pin, but I think it's meant to be a pencil. This shows you the status, or allows you to update the status, and the status is the process step that you're particularly working on for that particular document. This here shows you the history of what's gone on. This is the history of the status. So that is to say, when was the document registered? When did we send a statement of attainment? When was the USI verified? Those sorts of things are very useful to know. So I'm going to click on this edit button here, edit this document. And once it's come up, you can see here immediately, we've got the ability to use these buttons, including transferring the document into another course. So those are quite useful, those buttons to the right. And then over here, we've got the ability to change the steps. So you can see we've got a few different steps in there, and we'll go through those steps at a later date. But this is the status, updating the status of the particular document. And then we've got a bit of information here about the course, or about when the document was created, when the inquiry came in. And just above here actually is where we've got the course information. You can see here the course that's relevant for this particular enrollment. Now further down, This is going to vary depending if you're an RTO or not, but there are pretty standard information that we'll be gathering, such as contact details, pretty standard, address details, pretty standard as well. And these can all be modified. So these are the forms that we talked about where we can actually change the fields as you need, and even add new fields too. We gather the unique student identifier for RTOs who need to have that verified, and even further below we've got this ability to gather the EVETMIS government data here too. Okay, so you can see there we're able to gather all of that EVETMIS data in the form. This is the same form that would be displayed on your WordPress website to be able to gather information from your customers. We've got the ability also to have terms and conditions associated with it. And one of the things you'll have to do is you'll have to let us know, or even you'll have to update your terms and conditions to make sure they reflect the terms and conditions you're using. And we even have hidden fields. Now these hidden fields are not shown to the customer, they're just shown to the operator, and these enable us to store information beyond the data we collect from the students. And then finally down the bottom here, we've got the document topics. These represent the units of competency that are relevant to a particular qualification or a particular course. Now these units of competency, these document topics, they're actually created roughly around about when the USI is verified, okay? So when the USI is verified, these are created, otherwise they're going to be blank until then. So don't be too surprised if you notice that they're blank. So that's pretty much it. I've given you a tour of where to go, the ribbon, some of the basic icons, and next what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the activities that you should be doing in preparing your basic license to be ready to be used. Thanks very much.